Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG. This one's located on the southwest corner of Live Oaks, and it's under the command of 73north of WTWW. Game on. Well, it's got the 8-inch howitzer, that's the short fat one. Get the long thin one, that's the 155mm gun. Now, this is a vehicle that did serve in World War II. Right at the tail end of it, there was one of these and one of the M40s that were actually sent into Europe as a test vehicle, just to see if it worked. And later on, they were actually used in Korea for real after they've manufactured a number of them. It's basically an 8-inch howitzer, which is capable of 900 alpha, 52mm at pen, 10.5 meters on the burst radius, between 12.5 and 28 seconds of stun. So it can actually have quite a lot of stun. He's noticing a few enemy tanks that he wants to hit. And, oh, well, it looks like that Borsig just got hit by the other Arty in our team, the GW Tiger. So we're trying to lob a shell in there, but that building is actually getting in the way. Well, the building's gone, and I suspect that the target, the Borsig, probably got stunned as well, but he's changing position again to avoid counter battery. Always useful. You notice it's got the HVSS suspension system, the horizontal volume suspension system. It's the same as you get on the Sherman with the 76mm gun, the later Shermans. Yes, the M4s with the laser gun that's got the horizontal system made them move faster and also perform better. They were smoother in operation. We're seeing that Object 752, but we can't get a shot on him at the moment because he's behind the building. But we might be able to get a splash on this Striv K. And then he pulls back as well. Well, there's definitely a shot on the 752. Okay, so he fires one in and gets some damage. Bit of splash. Now the standard reload for this Arty is 44.1 seconds. You can see here that 73north has got it down to 36. So he has knocked 12 seconds off the reload time. Is it 12? No, 8 seconds off the reload time. Well, that's very useful. Oh, if he pulls back into that corner, we might be able to get a shot on that guy. He's looking to hit the Barras, but the 752 is a much better target at this moment. Rounds out. Yes, he does get some damage off that one. In fact, he got damage assist because he actually, or stun assist off that one as well. Now the engine is the R975 Continental engine. The chassis for this is an M4A3. I said that's the one that would actually have a 76mm main gun. Barras pushing, trying to get damage on the Nurgle and the 252. We're trying to get damage on any of these. These guys are being very cautious. They're putting buildings right next door to them so that they know that we can't hit them whilst they're right alongside a building. Very little chance. Negligible damage if we did shoot at that moment. But it'd be worth the shot on that strip. Rounds out. Oh, and he looked away after he shot, so we didn't get to see what that shell did at all. Again, I think I've said enough times, we discourage people from doing that because it ruins the enjoyment for other players. Well, the enemy Striv K just died. The Object 252U on our team got the kill. And I think this Varask, well, he's starting to suffer. He's now one shot, so he knows that he's in danger. And so's that AMX AC-48 for that matter. Well, we're loaded. And he's not shooting. That 430 could still be there, but he's just not shooting at him. There he is. Just the other side of the road. Rounds out. Gets a direct hit and wipes the guy out. That's his first kill of the game. Now this video contains 3 replays by 73north in this very vehicle. They were played during November, and he sent them in bit by bit, so we're now putting them together as one video. Okay, we've got a Shrek there. Light on armor, but very fast firing 100mm gun. You can see him knocking down furniture, which indicates where he's traveling. So he's pulling back. You can see him knocking the fences down as he goes. 73north was following him. Oh, now he got some damage there from Splash, 154, and he got some stun assist as well. There's only 6 enemies left now. They've got 2 Arty and 4 tanks. Okay, they've got a Kunstpanzer right in the middle of the lake in a very vulnerable position. And he has gone down, so that's him out of the game. We're almost loaded. There was a T30 just showing around that position, so it might be worth shooting. Now, the thing is that this Arty doesn't carry a whole lot of ammunition. You only get 16 rounds, so you have to be careful that you don't fire off targets which don't yield anything. But on the whole, it's actually advisable to take targets when there's an opportunity. And there is an opportunity at the moment on that T26E5. And yes, he did get some stun assist off that one. So he put it close enough to get that long stun. Now, did you notice the shell traversing the sky in front of us? That was the GW Tiger aiming towards the T30, who was on that corner, funnily enough. So we were aiming at him at that time, but he decided to be cautious and not shoot. Now, one of the enemy Arty is in sight. He's trying to hit this CS52 list, and that GW Tiger from the enemy team now gone in front of the station. Rounds out. Right behind the guy for 269, stunned him. Oh, but he still manages to get the kill on our guy. The 257 went down. Their T30's gone. So there's only 2 remaining now. The GW Tiger and, of course, this list. That's all that remains. He's almost loaded. Okay, well, we've got the GW Tiger in sight, but the building's actually blocking the shot. So that's going to be a really difficult shot if he wants to go for the GW. I think he wants... Well, the GW's gone. And that was the kill for the E40. And yes, he fires the round at the CS52. And he did get some splash. And I think that guy's about to get... Yes, he's gone. So we've got the rest of the stun assist. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for 73north of WTWW in the M40 M43. He got his first mark of excellence from that game. Congratulations on getting that. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he ended up with 6 from that one. And he got a Confederate, yes, because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And yes, that did happen to him. He did get 1 kill, the Object 430, that was from a direct hit, and he did stun the Patriot and got some stun assist off that one. So basically, he did well to get the Confederate, and the Confederate medal, as we always like to point out, actually, shows that Arty was doing his job. He really was doing his job, because he actually managed to make the enemy easier for our teammates to hit and kill. Win 8 from that one, 1,731, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the E40 on our team, who managed to get a cool head in the steel wall and 2,686 hit points of damage, and he survived the game. Second highest went to the Jag Tiger, who got 2,587. And third highest, well, that went to the Batchat 25TAP, who got 1,946. You can see that 73north picked up 1,461, but he was bettered by 3 members of the enemy team and 5 members on his own team, which means that he's actually in 9th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, though, you can see that the Batchat 25T AP managed 3 kills. He got the last one as well. The GW Tiger on our team got 3 kills. And the GW Tiger on the enemy team got 3 kills. So apparently there was a pair of really good GW Tiger players in the game. When it came to base XP, well, we only got the 1 kill, sorry. And when it came to base XP, we can see that it was actually 73north who did the best. He got 947 out of that one. 915 went to the Batchat 25T AP, and the Object 252U managed 903. So at least there's one column he was top in, even if he couldn't make it on the others. He fired only 9 rounds. Remember, I said it's only 16 rounds you actually carry. So he did make good use of the shells, although I think there's one shell he could have fired at the T30, which he might have earned some hit points for. Because if you notice this list, the T30 doesn't appear on it. So yes, he might have actually claimed the T30 as another of the tanks that he struck, but did not kill if he'd actually fired that round in at that spot. But then he moved away, looked away, and he was making his decision about where he was going to put the shell. That guy was still sitting on that corner, looking out over the lake. So going back to the details again, we can see he fired 9 shots, got 1 direct hit on the enemy, no penetrations at all, but 9 splashes. Damage of 1,461, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 1, and 2,238 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 2,731 credits to the game, and that was mainly down to the fact that he had to resupply the consumables at full price, and 1,420 experience points out of that one as well, and the battle lasted just 8 minutes. So that's the first game down, and it's a first mark of excellence. Let's have a look at the second replay.
Your assistance has been requested.
The second replay is on the El Halluf map, South Spawn,
Let's get this show on the
and the battle is underway. Now, with all that extra weight, they had to widen the bogies on the suspension to carry all the heavy mass of that big howitzer. It's a very heavy object, actually. The weight, according to the book, is 39 tons, or 39.5 tons, and he's decided to situate himself right next door to the rock. Now, that is a well-known position, but on the other hand, the benefit it actually confers is that it's difficult for the enemy Arty to get a shot directly behind the rock, and the rock does add as protection just in case somebody crosses the valley. At the moment, we're not worried about that because we're looking at the far end of the map, and we're waiting for our teammates to get up into that corner so we can start shooting at the enemy over there. There's enough players on our team guarding the valley heights that the enemy's going to have a very difficult job trying to get across, especially since we've sent a Skoda T17 Scout to have a quick look. Now, 73north just couldn't resist going after one of those. And look at that Panther M10. Well, he made a very unwise decision, and a G-Saw took him out. Meanwhile, looking up towards the northwest corner, we can see already there's 3 enemy tanks. One of them's making his way towards the corner, but backs off. Our BZ takes 1 big hit from a T10. Or is that, no, not a T10. It's a 110. No shots there at the moment. The CS53 might be the easiest one to hit at the moment, but he's realised that, and he's also looking at that Chrysler GF, and there is another enemy tank just turned up there. Oh, unfortunately, our BC-58 did not last. Sometimes Arty players can actually persuade one of their own players to pull back. If you pull back and let us have a chance, we might be able to hit the enemy like he did just there. And he realises he's a bit out in the open, but he decides to move forward and change position, get closer to the enemy. Yes, if we can actually tell our teammate, pull back a little bit, go into cover, we'll lay down a shell, and then you can hit the enemy tank once they're stunned. And if they come onto the corner, just like that 110 did, then they're going to take some damage, and hopefully then you'll benefit. But all that's happened really is that BC-58 is now providing cover for the T-10, or extended cover from that rock, and that's not helpful to our team. It's a bit slow in the northwest corner, which is not what you normally expect. Most of the losses that have happened so far have actually been of enemy tanks down in the valley. They've lost 3 down there. Oh! Now that was a direct hit, actually. The Chrysler did take the round on the side of the vehicle. It didn't look as if it was going to be a direct hit, but it turned out to be one. Of course, it's nice if you're an Arty player, you hear that cruck noise as the round hits the side of the vehicle. You can see, it looks like he actually hit him on the corner. Sometimes you get the sizzle sound as well when you strike the target. Yes, that one's going to miss. That sizzle sound can also be quite attractive. Know that you struck something if it goes sizzling. I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but sometimes the sizzle noise is actually because when a high explosive shell goes off, it spreads burning high explosive all over the surface of the vehicle, which then continues to detonate and pepper the target with lots of little tiny explosions or holes. Oh, that was a direct hit as well. Got the crump noise off the 110 there. Right, so one of their tanks, the Tiger II, managed to get down into that corner. He snuck in, but I think our teammates realise he's there, so they're coming round to give him a bit of a seeing to. And at this point in the game, we can't see what's going on, but we can see an E25, the cockroach, suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and he's actually in the centre of the map. Now he fired blind there because the E25 wasn't spotted, but I think he's decided as well that he needs to get closer to his teammates in the northwest corner. And the reason being that we've only got 2 defenders near the cap area, the IS-3 and the SU-130 PM. And the SU-130 could be compromised by an E-25. There's also a T-44, but he's still on the heights overlooking the other side. The Scorpion is a potential hit. Just timing a test. This Arty does take a long while to dial in. And surprisingly, he got 129 hit points of splash from a snapshot that he fired at the Scorpion. Again, he fired and looked away, so we only found out from the results that he did actually do something. Now, this Arty isn't particularly fast. It's one of the slow ones. 38.4 kilometers an hour, so it's or is it 38.9 actually? I think I need to change my glasses again. It's 38.6. I think it's down to the fact, of course, it is so heavy. I did say that, you know, it's a big howitzer, and having to haul that around with the same horsepower as they would have on a 76 wet version of the M4 means that it's carrying too much, and that slows it down. But he did get some hit points off the Scorpion, and he's been spotted. And I think it might be the Scorpion who spotted him. Now they do still have an enemy Arty. It's a Lorraine. Oh my gum, it's coming up behind us. It's the E25, and he's firing 75 millimeters up our rear. I did not expect that E25 to come out of nowhere, but it just shows he was making the right decision to move in the northwest corner. Unfortunately, he left it too late, and we lost our SU-130 PM and our IS-3. Or no, is that IS-3 still up ahead of us? Yes, that IS-3 is still up ahead of us, but the SU-130 PM did die. So if we'd stayed around near the cap, I think we would have died bound down there. But as it is, we've died up here. The Louvre's falling back to go protect the cap. Looks to me like the E25 might be on his way to try and hit our Type 57 and our IS-3 in the rear. The T-44 is actually out in the open, which means that it must be their Arty that's actually in the cap area. And we just lost the Louvre to their T-44. Yes, it must be their Arty that's in the cap area. That's the only way. But the Lorraine 15551 is a fast-moving Tier 8 French Arty. So, again, it probably had the horsepower to move across. And now that the our teammates have got into the cap, they've suddenly realised that they can't cap out in time. The T-44s join the Arty in the cap, and they are going to cap out first. Nothing we can do about it. In fact, if the E25 is still moving, the E25 might get a reset, and sufficient reset to actually get a medal. And they've capped out, so it's game over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a second mark of excellence for 73 North in the M40, M43. Sadly, it was a defeat, but he did get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 5 exactly in this game. His win rate was only 1,170, which is good, but unfortunately, yes, he did get killed, and so he didn't really get enough time to score a lot of damage. Let's have a look at team score. Well, it was a reduced numbers game as well because it was late at night, and we can see that the highest damage in the game actually ended up being the Louvre on our team, funnily enough. 2,288 hit points went to him. Second highest damage is the T-44 on the enemy team, 2,237. And the third highest damage in the game, well, that actually went to the SU-130 PM on our team, 1,784. You can see that 73 North got 1,455 hit points of damage, so he wasn't slouching. He was doing a good job of work. 3 members of the enemy team scored more than him, 3 members of his own team, putting him in 7th place when it came to damage. He didn't get any kills, so when it comes to kills, it's the Louvre, the T-44 and the E-25 all getting 3 kills apiece. And, yep, 73 North got nothing. But when it came to base XP, he's a little higher up the table with only 388. But the top scorers are the T-44 with 869, followed by the E-25 with 825, and the 45 TP with 748. Again, low scoring game because not everyone was killed. They decided to cap out instead of kill all, and that's why their figures are down. 73 North only fired 7 rounds, and really, in order to get a good result out of a game, you ideally need to fire more than 11 rounds. You can get an ace tanker with less, but it's normally you'll earn the ace tanker off the stun assist or anything else you might get the assistance work. So 7 shots fired, not really enough. 2 direct hits, no penetrations though. We did hear the crump of the shells hitting the sides of the vehicles. 1,455 hit points of damage, of which 1,119 were at more than 300 meters. 3 hits received from the enemy, and yes, all 3 penetrated, went right up the rear, and they were 75mm rounds, which could easily penetrate an M40. 3 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, but he did get 366 hit points of damage assist and 864 hit points of stun assist of 6 stuns. So if he carried on at that rate, he might have actually ended up with either a second or a first class tanker. On a free-to-play account, actually, he made a loss of 5,272 credits from this game and 388 base XP out of it as well. But that was the second game in the series of 3, so let's have a look at the third and last game and see if he does any better. The third replay is on the Karelia map, and we're on the southwest spawn.
Move out.
And I think you can see some achievement awards on the side of the vehicle along with that second mark. Yep, he's got the second ace tanker mark as well, showing that he's actually had more than a few ace tankers in this vehicle. Tier 10 game with Tier 8 Artys. Okay, enemy tanks just been spotted on the horseshoe. Now he's aiming for the Blesk, who's last seen in the centre there, and it looks like the Batchat 155-55 tried to do the same. Doesn't appear to be any shot down there. Oh, now we've got the UDES. We can definitely hit that guy. Rounds out. Looks good. Yep, close enough, and 402 hit points of splash. One thing that 73north is doing, of course, is marking his target. It does let your teammates know which one you're going for. And yes, we've got an event going on right in the centre of the horseshoe, which is going to happen very shortly. And unfortunately, some of our tanks are nearby, which means they might actually suffer as a result. So I think we might be about to lose a couple of tanks. There's the UDES. Well, thankfully, we didn't lose any tanks. Something that I think 73north has spotted, I certainly have, is that we're very vulnerable on the left flank at the moment. We do have an SU-130 PM who's guarding that flank as well, but if the Batchat and us stay here, or stay near the cap, we're going to be vulnerable. I'm afraid it's a bit of a lemming train down the South Pass, you could say.
That was close.
2 shots hit the UDES. We got the second shot. Well, the first shot in was us. The second shot gave us stun assist. And yes, the enemy spotted it, even if our teammates didn't.
Start withdrawal.
And now we've got an EBR-75 FL10. Unfortunately, we just lost our Batchat 155-55. Yep, it's so important for tankers or for Arty players to watch their minimap and realise where they might be vulnerable if the enemy suddenly turned up at your doorstep. Our SU-130 PM is doing as best as he can, but he's taken considerable damage. And now he's out the game, I think. No, he's barely hanging on with a couple of hit points whilst we depart. Our Centurion 7-1's coming back to try and help us. Yep, all too late. Our teammates suddenly realise the danger that we're in of being capped out. Okay, he's positioned himself nicely in the bush. He can get shots into the cap area to get resets. The EBR just got reset with a shot from a Wizzy 132, and he's firing on the guy. He actually has got a couple of shots. Our shot goes in and splashes this EBR, but doesn't give him enough stun. Again, with an Arty that only carries 16 rounds, you have to be very careful not to, or to carry the right combination of shells, not to carry too much of one type, because it could actually handicap you if you need to get stunned. Sharp Future 4 moves into the cap. He's probably going to sit behind the rock. No, he's not actually. Oh, that one fell a bit short. I suspect he probably thought the Shah was going to move further towards the Centurion. Well, the Shah is now one shot, so we can place a shell on that corner and wipe him out. In fact, we've been spotted The enemy's incredibly close. I think we might have actually hit the cruise control and started moving forward, because I seem to recall that he actually positioned himself behind the bush earlier. So he's just kind of drifted forwards. The moment he gets within that circle, you should actually consider getting a shot in to get a reset. He's marked the ground. Well, at least it lets the Cap Panzer know that you are indicating you're going to fire in that area. It's not that Shah that we need to worry about. It's the other one that's sitting on the corner near where he was the last time. Just that corner there. Okay, so we need to plant a shell inside there. Should be able to get a reset. Rounds out. And he does. Nicely done. 53 capture points and a kill. Okay. You're being asked for help. And that's what he wants to help with. The Object 705A, who's now moved into the cap. We're dialing in. We're almost loaded. We got spotted again, would you believe it? And it's still that sharp Future 4. And we have to pull back because he's got a 105mm gun. And he could do some serious damage to us. The way around this is actually to drive a bit further out in the open at the back. So to get the angle right so you can shoot over the rocks without the Shah seeing us. Okay, so we've gone back to the 705. And there's 3 in the cap at the moment. This is going to be very tight indeed because 2 seconds, 1 second to go, and we do get a reset. And it's a big one. 66 seconds, which means we've got enough for a defender medal. The enemy's still trying to cap. They're losing tanks. They've lost their Arty at the other end of the map. They got wiped out by the Lynx. And I think one of the other players, the E900, I think it may have been E900. And now the 705's decapped, and so's the 53 TP. And we get spotted again by the Shah, who's this time really does want a piece of us. Unfortunately, we're not going to be loaded in time, so the best we can do is ram him if he gets too close. Here he comes. He might be in reload, by the way. If that's why he's not shooting, he's probably in reload. So, yeah, go Rambo. Try and attack him. Oh. Sometimes you just keep moving towards them at speed. It will surprise them, especially that 4-second reload on the Shah Future 4 can really put them off. And if you catch them close enough, then if they get too close, then they suddenly fire a shot like they did there, and you've got enough seconds to hit them before they can reload and catch them unawares. You probably won't survive the impact, but at least you have the satisfaction of going down, taking a bit of the enemy with you. Well, now it's 4 versus 3. And if you notice, it's about even when it comes to hit points. But there's the 53 TP, and there's the Shah Future 4. And we've capped out at the other end, and that's it, so we've won. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a third-class tanker for 73 North of WTWW in the M40 M43. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got that exactly. And he did get a defender medal for resetting the cap and getting at least 70 defense points. In fact, I think he got a lot more than that, possibly even over 100. And his win rate from that one, 1,744, which is very good. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game because that went to the police on the enemy team, who got a high caliber and 4,719 hit points. Our AMX50B picked up 4,310, and the third highest was the AMX5100 on the enemy team with 3,100 hit points. You can see here that 73north got 1,385, and that means that he was actually beaten by 6 members of the enemy team and also 5 members of his own team, which puts him in 12th place overall on damage. When it comes to kills, though, we can see the high scorers were the AMX50B with 3 and the AMX5100 on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to the E100, who was capping at the other end. He got a steel wall. Was he the one that was capping? The Link 6x6 got 2 kills, and he got a Pescucci's medal, so he got both Artys. And on the other end of the map, the Sharp Future 4, one of them managed 2 kills, the other one managed 2 kills. So who was it who actually got the win by cap at the other end? That's very odd. It should have been one of those guys with an invader, but no, it didn't appear. So maybe there was 2 together at the other end, and that's why we capped out. But anyway, we can see when it came to base XP, it was down to the Link 6. Yes, it was the Link 6x6. Sorry, I'm wrong. 898 went to the Link 6x6. The E100 managed 830. And in third place, the police on the enemy team managed 736. And we can see that 73north got 755. He fired only 9 rounds. Again, not enough to get a good result. But he did get 1 direct hit, no penetrations, 9 splash. Damage 1,385, all of it at more than 300 meters. Received 2 hits from the enemy, both penetrations, and he was out 105mm rounds this time. So yes, they were bound to take him down. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, 354 hit points of damage assist, and 626 of stun assists off 7 stuns. And yes, we did get over 100 defense points. On a premium count this time, he actually suffered a loss of 14,710 credits, but he did get 982 on the XP as well, so at least it was positive. So there you go, 3 different battles in the M40, M43. And of course, the thing to stress about this Arty is you don't get a lot of rounds. Because it's an 8-incher, you only get 16, so you have to make best use of the shells you can. And of course, it does have a long reload compared to some of the other ones with the 8-inch howitzer. So again, think about the fact that pick your targets and try and do as much damage as you can, and keep your tubes hot. And by that, I mean keep firing. So the moment your shell's ready to fire it at the enemy to get a target, to hit it, and then reload on a different target. So target selection should carry out whilst you're reloading, looking for the next target you can hit, trying to maximize the potential so that you pump out as many rounds as you can in the time you've got available. Hope you enjoyed those 3 plays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.